Except for maybe a handful of almonds, I have starved myself for this very moment this morning because now it's time. On his morning crew, with his radios, Rob and Liz, Liz's Ugly Bakery. And what is she serving up today?
It's an American flag apple pie.
It looks great. Now, usually, Liz's Ugly Bakery, this has been the theme since the beginning.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good, but it tastes great.
Right. Well, once I cut the slices, they fell apart, so that was kind of ugly.
That's the ugly part?
Exactly, I guess
That's
today.
the fun part.
I was so excited, so I didn't have to, but I wanted to make an American flag since it was the 4th of July, and I ordered what is called edible disco glitter. And I ordered it in red and blue. And I already had some sparkly white. And so I put that on my crust to make the flag. It was awesome. It's just awesome. I love it.
It is sparkly. She blinged out apple pie. I've never seen this in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, so how come you don't have a piece?
Oh, I didn't cut myself a piece.
Cut yourself a piece.
Okay, I'll cut myself a piece.
Because
but the boys
usually,
already have some.
Okay, so we're going to check in with our video department. That is Ian and TJ. And let's see from our producers how this apple pie tastes. Okay, who wants to go first?
Yeah.
That is really good.
Oh, bruh.
I love apple pie
bruh.
in general, but this is really good. Really, really good.
It has been ages since I've had a good apple pie. This is literally no complaints. Like, if I had one, I would share it.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Nothing?
So it's good. It's warm. I feel
Okay.
it. So she
Yeah.
gave me a piece. I'm going to take a little small bite
Okay.
of the apple pie. I need the crust in there, sorry.
Yeah, you got to have the crust.
Oh, the crust is
That's
falling.
what I was worried about.
The crust? Mm-hmm.
I've always bought refrigerated crust.
Oh, it's dog awful. Oh, I'm kidding.
Boy?
I'm kidding. Somebody's got to say something negative about it. Nobody can.
Not
well,
necessarily.
really
You
good.
once I'm a little negative, I've never been a big fan of glitter. Though that's a very small thing.
So do you taste the glitter?
No, I don't taste the glitter.
good, 'cause it's
I've
edible
always had
glitter.
this little vendetta against glitter. It's like as soon as you include glitter in something, you're gonna be seeing it for like months on end.
Okay.
But that's usually just for crafts.
True. I have a critique myself. I can see that the crust that I laid on the top is on the Great British Baking Show. They would say this is underdone. It's raw, as they would say. It's not exactly raw, but it's a little underdone, the crust on top.
I'd be a horrible judge in a cooking show. I thought this is good.
And no, it is good, but that is
Now-
one thing that I can see.
I will say that Ian has brought up a point.
What?
Are my teeth going to have glitter on them all day?
Yes.
No, Rob Dempsey.
Are we going to smile and you see this little ding
Ding. It's like a
all
TV
day
show. It's
long?
like a cartoon.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
There you go.
If that
Liz-
were true, I would eat like this entire pie.
Liz's Ugly Bakery. Want to see how she made this, the recipe that you can get yourself? Just go to hisradio.com. You'll see the Rob and Liz blog. You'll catch it a little bit later as well. On the His Radio video replay, you just have to see what this looks like. Liz's Ugly Bakery. His Radio.
His morning crew.
So here's this guy. What was it, Delaware? He
Yeah.
went for a hike with his dog. It was like in the 90s, like it is around here. And they both got dehydrated.
Yeah, they did. The man actually fared a little better than the dog when this group of people who were also in the same park, when they came up on the man and his dog, the dog was just kind of out. It looked like he had died, honestly. And so they gave him just about all the water they had to try to help the dog. The guy was there trying to help the dog, but he was just exhausted. So once they gave...
You're talking about both the dog and the dog's owner.
Yes,
okay.
yes. And then once this group of people gave the dog all the water and saw it wasn't really helping that much, they called the park rangers. Well, here comes a hero to save the day. This guy's name is Chris. He was a park ranger. He shows up. He, of course, gives the dog some water. It's still not helping. He said, we got to do something. Now, the dog's owner, very tired, very dehydrated. He didn't have the strength to carry the dog. Park ranger did it. Strapped the dog up on his shoulders and took off down the mountain. It was a couple of miles.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped by a river, kind of covered the dog in some of the water
Yeah,
to try to help.
literally laid the dog
Yeah.
into the shallow part of the river and just started putting water all over him.
Yeah. Chris
To
got
cool him
in the
down?
river. Yeah, he got in the river with the dog, was trying to get him to drink, lap some of it up, and then put him back up on his shoulders, soaking wet, got the rest of the way down the mountain, and they rehydrated him there. Took him to the veterinarian, of course. We don't know exactly what happened to the dog's owner.
Yeah, hopefully he's not laying on the trail back there. They saved the dog. What happened to the owner? We don't know. I'm sure the guy's all right.
I'm sure, or it would have been a part of the story. But no, the dog recovered fully, and I'm sure is back fetching sticks.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
And probably lesson learned. Next time they go on a hike, they're going to bring a lot of water along with
or
them.
just not go on such a hot day.
Yeah.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you're off to anything that's going to be any type of fireworks display on Saturday night. It's kind of a rough go, depending upon where you are and where you're visiting, if there's going to be fireworks or not.
Yeah.
My neighbors, I'm pretty sure, are going to be shooting some heavy artillery.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. They've got a little retention area
Oh, that's cool.
in
They
our
have a place.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
So there is a place that's safe
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know where we move to if it's allowed by the law, but I'm sure.
You'll find out fairly
will
quickly.
find-
We live out in the country, so we can do it for sure.
Yes, you can. It's legal where she is. But of course, where the crowds gather, they're not doing the big stuff.
Yeah.
In a lot of different places. But God has shown up on the scene. I'll tell you how. This is what's going to happen on the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday nights is a beautiful lunar eclipse. And the great thing about it is that we'll be able to see it on our side of the planet.
Right, because sometimes we can't.
Yeah, when there's a big lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
So the lunar eclipse is happening this weekend. So just in time for the 4th of July so that we can celebrate. Is there going to be spectacular fireworks? No, but when God does an eclipse, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty spectacular. If
Yeah.
you've never seen, now you got to get up or stay up, I guess you would say.
Yeah, don't go to sleep. Sleep is overrated.
Yeah, it's
Who
kinda-
needs it?
Kind of between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. or something is the best viewing time
On the 4th.
on the 4th.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. And
into the 5th.
Then on the 5th, it's about midnight.
Yeah, something like
12:30.
that.
So there you go.
Yeah, and isn't there like a double meteor shower?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, that's later on in the month of July. So there's a meteor shower at the end of July. There's also one in mid-August. So we've got quite a few things coming up.
Yeah. So if you like meteor showers, you got to wait till the end of the month.
Yeah, but they're spectacular. Again, it's going to be in the middle of the night. Sometimes I wish, could you do that at maybe 2 in the afternoon before I go to
You
bed?
can't see it.
I'm just teasing.
You can't see it. It's daylight.
I know.
Do I need to explain these things to you?
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
There was a time that people would go off to the movie theaters.
Yes.
Then there was the corona, and the corona made movie theaters stop. And then there was the hope, the glimmer of hope that they would open back up in the next weekend or two. Sorry, they're not. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio.
But the good news is it's only been delayed a little while. So it looks like AMC theaters are going to open on July 30th. Regal, they're going to open on the 31st.
Yeah, so end of the month.
Yeah, not that long to wait, but there are going to be some different rules going in.
Yeah, I saw that AMC are going to make you wear masks. Well, they both are.
Yeah.
But the thing about AMC is that they said, okay, wear mask at all times unless you're eating or drinking your soda.
So while you're sitting there with your family, probably they're social distancing within the theater, you still got to wear the mask.
Eat your popcorn very slowly
Exactly.
while you're in the movie theater.
It's a steady
You
stream
won't have
going
that
in.
thing on, yeah. But Regal said, okay, wear it at all times, but when you're watching the movie, you can go ahead and slip it down.
Right, because I don't think they're going to sell tickets right next to each other. Like my
No, they're
family's not going to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody else.
I think both are like between 30-50% capacity,
Yeah.
depending upon the theater where they are in the country.
Yeah, so for those big movies that you've been waiting on, whether it's Mulan or Wonder Woman 1984 that's coming out later this year, may want to get your tickets a little early.
Wonder Woman 1984, did you say?
What? You don't know that's
No,
happening?
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for the end of the month.
Oh.
I usually it's when it's out on the Netflix that I
Oh,
get
well,
to see
true,
a bunch
true.
of movies.
Yeah, it was supposed to open this summer, but they had to push that. So, yeah.
And I don't know if you bring cash with you to the movie theaters, but AMC said no cash.
contactless.
Just go ahead and just use the Apple Pay or
Yeah,
the
swipe your card.
And Regal said, "Well, we'll take cash."
Yeah, they don't care either way. So that's good. But also, if you go to concessions and you're used to getting that tub of popcorn for the family,
Oh, that's big. Yeah.
no refills on the popcorn or the drinks, no refills at all. I get that because you don't want somebody, they don't want to get your tub of popcorn refill.
But it's pretty expensive. I wonder if they're going to drop the price.
They should drop the price or put it in a bag and give you a new bag because the bag's going to be cheaper
Than the big tub.
Yes,
Yeah, that makes sense. So give you a new, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're paying, was it almost $9 for the tub of popcorn?
It's $120.
It feels like it once you pay for the tickets and everything. And I love going to the movie, so I hope there's some, I hate to say wiggle room, but yeah, where they
We'll
revisit
see.
that.
But at least they're opening back up at the end of the month.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
These two are either sophomores or juniors in high school when the high school season was still going on right after, graduation or before graduation. And so it's Dhruv and Matt. And they started getting groceries for their grandparents. And then something happened from there as the coronavirus is starting to kick in. In March, they're like, we'll buy for grandma and grandpa and get the groceries right to them. Yeah. It's Rob and Liz on his radio.
Yeah, so they had a conversation, and I'm sure it came up. You know what? I bet there's other grandparents that are out there that need this same kind of service. So these two, 14 and 15 years old, said, we can do something about this. And they started a foundation, I guess you would call it, Teens Helping Seniors. They got all their friends involved. So it started in Washington, just in their little community. About 250 volunteers, I guess, and they were out there and they were getting groceries and picking up medication, and it was contactless. So they were dropping everything right there on the front porch. And I guess the grandparents would either Venmo, send a check, leave the money. I don't know. It's spread. There are now 12 chapters, at least, around the country.
It's grown to 15.
Is it 15 now?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. No, I'm sorry. 23 chapters.
What?
In 15 states. There's 500 members, and they say on their website 750 deliveries have been made.
And that's in California. That's in New York. They've done it in Canada. They had a chapter that just opened there. So these kids took really a very simple idea of just caring for their grandparents, and it exploded because they wanted to do something good and give back.
Isn't that great?
I think it's fantastic. The kids are out of school anyway. The kids are not as vulnerable as their grandparents. And yeah, so it's spreading across the country like wildfire, which is super cool.
Teens helping grandparents.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a simple thing, and they're doing it.
Yeah.
His morning crew.
Hungry? Why not try Avas Kitchen? It is Rob and Liz, his morning crew, on his radio. You got to give it to this dad supporting his daughter.
Yeah, she's 18 months old, and it's the cutest thing. She has her own little kitchen out of, toys in her house, probably the little tyke set or something like that. Anyway, so Dad Christopher goes, and he's going to partake of Avas Kitchen. And he orders up who knows what. Ava's getting it all together. So he decided he was going to go on social media and give it a very honest review. And he said something like, I tried to support another Black-owned business for lunch today. It's called Avas Kitchen. It's very clean, but let me tell you about this owner. He said, first off, I asked, why are there balloons on my chair? It's not my birthday. And she said, mind your business. Those are mommy's.
Oh!
And then he said, I've been waiting on my food for about 45 minutes, and I'm the only customer here. He said she was doing really well. Like, she was getting the order together, being very courteous, and then all of a sudden she left because she had to go watch Paw Patrol.
Well, for 18 months, that's priority. Paw Patrol, Daddy can sit in that little kitchen.
Exactly. So while they've been social distancing, little Ava has been serving up to the doll babies and the stuffed animals and her daddy, but you may have to wait a little while.
Yeah, we're going to show this on the video replay later today if you haven't seen the picture just yet. But, literally, his 18-month-old daughter, Ava, has a play kitchen, her size. Even the table and chairs. Daddy...
Barely fits
you know
in
what?
the chair.
The dude looks like he does CrossFit 18 times a day.
Yeah, he really does.
So he's got like super huge arms, tats all over the place. He's wearing the muscle shirt, and he's sitting down at the little table.
Yes, like ready for tea. And she has on the chef's hat and the little baby apron. It's just the cutest thing ever.
You should see it. We'll have it there for you on his radio TV coming up in just a bit.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
It's coming to Disney Plus. If you know anybody who loves the X-Men movie series,
Yeah.
it's Rob Lizz, his morning crew on his radio. Big nights coming to Disney for the X-Men.
Right. So you've got summer movie nights, and they're doing this, like the name says, all summer long. Part of that is going to be the very first film on July 10th is going to be X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, I will say, I've seen probably all of the X-Men movies, but their titles get a little blurry because there's a lot.
There is a ton of them, isn't there? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the Avengers. They got all these Avenger movies.
I can keep those straight, though. I don't know what it
Really?
is about. Yeah, Days of Future Past, I think, is where Wolverine goes back to like 1970-something, and I don't know. It's a Time Warp thing. So, if I remember correctly, I really do like that one. X-Men Apocalypse is going to follow that, and then you've got the Wolverine. The Wolverine is pretty good. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Where he has a brother?
No.
That's not a spoiler, but
It's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
Listen to that.
No, because that's like in the very beginning of the
It
movie.
spoiled it for me because I
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry. And then I think Logan is going to be shown.
I understand that's pretty violent.
It's rough.
Nothing that you want the little eyes to see in your family.
No, and
yeah.
it's the first one I think that had that R rating.
Okay. Out of the X-Men, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of them are, I think all of them except that one, PG-13, but it was bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let the kids see it. I didn't like it at all. About 30 minutes in, I was like, click.
You turned it off,
Yeah,
huh?
done. We're done
That
here.
was it.
Yeah.
Oh, it got clean after that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
sure
didn't watch
did.
it.
I think it got worse. I don't know.
So that's all Disney Plus. So if you know
Yeah.
X-Men fans, there
Right.
you go on Disney Plus for summer nights. Oh, by the way, something coming to, I'm not going to say what it is,
Oh,
but coming up on Monday, something to do with Summer Fun Fridays on his radio.
that's right.
And since they mentioned movies, that's all I'll say.
We're going to leave it there.
That's all I'll say.
Yep.
It's his morning crew.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
Liliana is like 7 years old, and she thought one day, I want to help out frontline workers.
Oh, wow.
I want to raise money for frontline workers. And so what does she do? She grabs her ukulele. She stands in her driveway and starts to do a performance for her neighbors
That's
to raise
cool.
money for all the frontline workers at a particular hospital that's in her town.
And she's 7?
7 years old.
I wonder what inspired her. Obviously, the news, or maybe her parents talking about it.
She
or
just wants to help.
just wants
And
to
so
give back.
she's out there with her little ukulele.
Yeah.
Different themes on the ukulele. Little 7-year-old. It's for all the frontline workers at the Elliott Hospital where she worked or lives.
Yeah.
She doesn't work there. So
Not yet.
the other day, she presented a check. One of those big honking checks.
Oh, which makes a point.
Yeah,
more than
exactly.
anything. Yeah.
You know how the Publishers Clearinghouse
Sure.
brings the big check to your house
Yep.
and you win the lottery or whatever they give away for buying magazines. Ed McMahon, thanks. So anyway, I didn't win. I don't know why I'm thanking a guy who's already passed away. But this young lady
Yeah.
raised, are you ready for this?
Okay.
$4,000
Just by standing in the front yard?
playing her ukulele. It's so cool.
You know, when you put your mind to something and your heart is in it, people will respond. I love that.
Yeah, and then those who said, "Oh, she's doing such a great job," bought her like new ukuleles too. So one from Frozen 2, a little microphone from Frozen
Yeah.
2. She got a troll ukulele and another microphone so
Yeah.
that she can really do a legit performance.
Let me tell you, that little girl, 7 years old, doing all this, who knows what she's going to do as she grows up?
You're right.
It's just going to grow from here.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
You may have heard the news about Major League Baseball and how things have changed from 160 games down to 60 games for the season. But that's a whole lot different when it comes to the minor league. I'm
That's
Rob
right.
Dempsey. We're his radio. Liz Riles, his morning crew.
It's been canceled.
Minor league.
Minor
Yeah.
league baseball. That announcement came down, I guess it was yesterday, but it's been canceled for the 2020 season. No decision has been made for 2021, although the president of minor league baseball, his name's Pat O'Connor, said the teams are planning on hitting the field next season, but it hasn't been confirmed. So Major League Baseball, I guess they reported to spring training yesterday. It looks like the games are going to start on the 23rd or the 24th. And again, like you said, Major League is from 162 to 60.
Yeah, they dropped 100 games.
Yeah, and you probably, there's several minor league baseball teams in the area. In North Carolina, it's 12. South Carolina has 5 different teams, and then in Georgia, I think it's like 3.
It really helps the local economy.
It really does.
Because a lot of families like to go and just have a day at the baseball field,
And it's so much fun. It's an affordable way to spend that time. You see some of these players. I know in our city, like we used to have some of the major league players from the Atlanta Braves come in and, take batting practice and be part of the game while they rehabbed and that kind of thing. And it was incredible to see that. And we're going to miss out on that this year. Hopefully
You're talking
not.
a long time ago.
Oh, it
You're
was
talking Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, because I saw like Greg Maddux and, some of those guys. But the Boston Red Sox, in our town, it will come down and play those games. So, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where you live,
exactly.
of course. But, yeah, so... Well, we won't have hot apple pie at the baseball, although they don't serve apple pie at
corn
baseball
dogs,
games.
maybe.
Corn dogs and all that other stuff. Whole lot different next year.
Yeah.
At least we're holding out hope for that, right?
Yeah.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
So, a heads up, if you're like me, you may have cut the cord. Where you don't have satellite, you don't have cable, but maybe you went, well, this is what my family did.
Yeah.
We went with YouTube TV.
Okay.
And so YouTube TV was pretty cheap when we first got it.
How much was it?
It was like near $40.
But that's still
a month.
So much cheaper than
It is.
Cable.
Then it went up to about 50.
Okay.
And now they've added more channels. And so if you haven't seen the email yet and you have YouTube TV, they're going to bring the price up to about $64.99 because they included about 5-6 different channels now.
Explain YouTube, because we don't have it. Explain YouTube TV to me as far as what channels did they add? I mean, is it like the major networks or like...
They've already got the major networks.
Oh.
So what I like about the YouTube TV, I'm not endorsing it, by the way, because
No,
I pay
but-
for it, just to let you know.
Yeah.
So I get all the local channels.
Okay.
So you can watch all the local channels. Some other streaming services, you don't get the local stuff.
It's all the network stuff.
It's all the cable network
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That kind of thing.
Huh.
So anyway, so they have all that. And they've been adding more and more channels to it that you get on like a normal cable thing. So it's almost like you really haven't cut the cord.
Right. But it's
No.
still cheaper.
It is, it is a
now.
lot cheaper. Yeah, at least for my family it is.
Yeah.
So we just pay the internet and then this stuff.
Yeah. Well, we have Disney Plus, Netflix. We had Hulu. I just didn't see the hype for, and that's
Hulu?
just me. Yeah. My daughter loves it, but
I don't like the platform.
maybe that's it. Is it
It's a li-
clunky or
it-
something?
For me, it is. I just don't like the
Yeah.
platform. I'm
Yeah.
used to like the Netflix platform.
Right. So we have the two, and then we haven't cut the cord quite yet. So
Yeah. So you have cable or
We do.
satellite?
We
You
do
do?
have satellite.
Well, you'll
Yes.
convert at some point.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
But we just haven't.
Today,
quite
go
yet.
ahead.
Just go ahead and do it.
Pick up the phone.
Let me call Joey.
and cancel. You don't
Just
have
cancel
to ask.
it right now.
Yeah, just cancel it. Let's just
Okay.
see. And another thing, I like that has the sports. I like to have the sports that I like to watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not into that. So other than baseball, a lot of baseball.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, so call and cut the cord.
Perfect.
There you go.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you get into space and the International Space Station. A lot of people have been looking at that because of SpaceX that just went off and put
Right.
another astronaut or two. What is it? Bob and Doug.
Bob and Doug, that's right.
How can you forget that? Bob and Doug are now on the International Space Station.
Yeah.
So some people are like, I'm really curious about the International Space Station. So they showed a picture from NASA. And NASA has the International Space Station in different little clips of shots going across the sun.
Like a time lapse.
Yeah, and
sort
so
of.
somebody looked at that picture of the International Space Station going across the sun, and it looks like the TIE fighter from Star Wars.
It's so cool. I wish I would have seen this.
Yeah.
Like actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, you can get filters and stuff and look at it
Right.
yourself. You have to have the right equipment.
Oh,
the
sure.
sun burns your eyes. Don't look at the
don't
sun.
look directly. But you can go to the planetarium and see. Yeah.
And plus NASA's site, so you can go to NASA's website
Yeah.
and see this. And literally, you might know what the International Space Station looks like, and it has those solar panels on each side. But when you see the silhouette of it go across the sun, the way that they did this time-lapse picture, it looks like if you see Star Wars, one of the TIE fighters that a stormtrooper
Right.
flies in.
Darth Vader would fly in.
It's cool. When you look at it, it's like, whoa, dude. It's just so awesome.
You hear,
Yeah.
Luke, I am your father.
Yes.
Is that what you hear when you think?
No, I don't. But that was really nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for the try.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
I'm not into baseball that much.
Yeah.
I'll go to a local game, even though we're not having any right now because of COVID, and watch a game with a family.
Sure.
That's fun. I just won't sit down in front of the TV and just for hours watch somebody hit a ball.
Yeah, we do.
I know. You guys are so into it. Liz's family is like all about baseball.
Yeah, of course, both of our boys play baseball, but I've been into it for a while. I don't watch it near as much as Joey does. He watches every time there's a game on TV. Anyway, back in 1999, Bobby Bonilla. Oh, and by the way, yesterday was Bobby Bonilla Day.
I don't even know who he is.
Well, I think I'm saying it right. It might be Bonilla, but I think it's Bonilla. But anyway, it was his day in New York yesterday.
Because?
He used to play for the Mets, and he was like an all-star and MVP and all this for years and years and years.
So if they made a day after him, he must have been pretty good.
Must have been pretty good and pretty good guy. So in 99, the owner of the Mets wanted to get out of Bobby's contract. He had $6 million left on that contract.
Okay.
So the owner was trying to also not pay that money right away. He just wanted Bobby gone for whatever reason. He was getting to the end of his career. He decided he wanted to defer the payment that he was making to Bobby. He wanted to take that money, that $6 million, and invest it with Bernie Madoff.
Is that another player?
Ponzi scheme. You remember that guy that went to jail? I think he's still in jail today for this huge, probably $1 billion Ponzi scheme.
So what's this got to do with Bobby
Bonilla?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bernie goes to jail. The money that was invested, Bobby is still making money. It got deferred. Those payments of $6 million got deferred until 2011. Then the payments started at 8% interest. Instead of the owner of the Mets paying $6 million.
Okay, my head hurts.
I know, right?
What's going on?
By the end of it, Bobby's getting $30 million. He has not played a game, a Major League Baseball game, since 2001. Mm-hmm. But he's been getting a check of almost $2 million every year and will until 2035.
And for doing nothing?
Yes. For just sitting
wow.
there. Yeah, so when people are like, man, I heard, your career's over. I'm so sorry about it. He's like, I'm good.
Oh, I'm okay.
So Bobby Bonilla Day.
$2 million a year?
Yeah, that was yesterday. I think every day is Bobby Bonilla Day.
Really?
$2 million until he's 72 years old. And I know it makes your head hurt
I
to
hope
think.
he's saving some of it for retirement.
I think he's enjoying.
He's sitting pretty, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of.
Wow.
He's under the radar a little bit, just cashing those checks. But I would be
That's
too.
Quite amazing.
But it's because the guy wanted to defer the payment. So if you ever think about deferring your payment, just think of that story.
I guess, yeah. But was all that illegal at the beginning?
Bernie's in jail, so yeah.
Okay.
That part of it was illegal. What
There
he
you go.
did. Yeah.